it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
I'm in a New York state of mind.
Mike Gallagher coming up at 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss Mike. Mike, we had some fun with you. Apparently, our video guy, Big George, who we love, is going over to your show now. You're just so popular. We keep losing people to you, Michael. So God bless. But
every time this happens, I hear. And every time this happens, I hear about it from Joe Piscopo for months and months to come. I make none of these personnel decisions. It's my team. It's my chief of staff.
They
it's
strive
my assistant
to work.
To the assistant.
They strive to work for Mike Gallagher.
They do.
The big time.
I mean, it's hard. Listen, remember Murphy Brown? How she went through secretaries every week.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the Murphy Brown of talk radio. I can't hold them. I think it's them. Yeah. I always am convinced it's them.
Yeah. It's so true. Hey, Mike, I got to talk to you too. We got a lot to get into, but all night I was up all night because I got a call. My boy's dog Otis, our dog Otis, the Bernese Mountain Dog, 110, 20 pounds, and so he had he was in surgery. He made it. He's okay. He's recovering nicely, but almost
what kind
lost
of surgery?
His stomach with the big Bernese dogs, his stomach was kind of twisted. They said so they had to go in and reverse the twist because it cut off circulation. So he went to go out, and like we were talking about on the air, he went out. They go out and they go to kind of die. So they found him outside, and we rushed him to the vet, and thank God he's doing okay. But I was thinking about you, brother. It's a tough thing. And we could tell you 1,000 times on the air.
Hard.
Yeah.
Well, we're both dog lovers, and that is true. That phenomenon where dogs, when they think it's the end, they do want to go out and be by themselves. It's kind of like, just leave me alone now. Yes. It's my time. And I read a book once about it. Somebody sent me a book.
Yeah.
It was a very well timed book. They sent it to me a week before my dog died. So I thought, well, thank you for that compassion, you dummy. I mean, so I'm reading the book weeping, as I know that Rory's time is getting close, about how the death process and going over the Rainbow Bridge. And I thought, I'm not ready, please. Can she die first?
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's a tough. So I'm glad Otis bounced back. Otis is a tough dog, resilient.
Yeah.
I mean, these dogs, we think anything that we go through would take us down for a long time, but not our puppies. So Mike, I'm glad he's doing well, Joe. That makes me happy.
Thank you, man. I'm thinking about you, and then we'll get into the news. You going to get another dog, you think? Do you get a replacement dog? I mean, what do you do, right?
I go, I change my mind on that day to day. Like right now, I'm in the middle of a kind of an extended multi-city trip. I'm broadcasting this morning from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Got some meetings here.
Wow.
There's also a huge police funeral. 27-year-old police officer, Officer Sandovar, was shot and killed last week. A young rookie officer. They were trying to make an arrest, serve a warrant at a Home Depot. Monster shoots him, his female partner, another store security officer. They're still both. The other two officers are still fighting for their lives in critical condition.
Wow.
And so 4,000 people are expected to turn out today for the funeral of the young officer Sandovar. So, it's just it's a reminder that our cops are on the front lines. Their families have to hold their breath every time they send them out, Joe. And you are a huge defender and supporter of law enforcement. I am too. We love the work that we do with raising. I mean, so far since we started Gallagher's Army, the Fallen Officer Fund, we've assisted 631 families.
Wow.
And we've dispersed $2.2 million to those families, thanks to the generosity of our listeners at AM 970, The Answer, and all over the country. So, so I'm glad we're here for all of that, and then back home, and then back here in Dallas for another month to perform in Guys and Dolls. I'll play Nicely Nicely, the great Arthur Idala role where he was just mastered it, I'm told. He was masterful as Nicely Nicely
When do you
Johnson.
do that? When do you do that, Mike?
That's May. The rehearsals are starting mid-May, and the performances are in June. So it's like June 7th or the 11th. Anybody going to be in the Dallas area and you want to see me play Nicely Nicely, just go to lyricstage.org. It's going to take place in the beautiful Majestic Theater in downtown Dallas, and it'll be a lot of fun. So be back on stage. I haven't been on stage for a while, so it'll be kind of fun to get back and trod the boards a little bit. When's your return, Mr. Broadway Grease?
I know.
When are
I
you
should
going
go.
back to do a show?
And I think I see people
all the revivals they're doing now on Broadway?
I know. I'm ready. And I see people older than I am on stage 8 shows a week because the grind of Broadway like that, the beautiful grind. I mean,
it's rough.
The best talent in the world is on the Great White Way, in my opinion. The live performers. So yeah, standing by
and right now. Laurie Metcalf on Broadway now in Three Tall Women. Yeah. She's one of my favorites. Yeah. Glenda Jackson. I mean, there's some superstars on the Great White Way these days.
Look at you.
So lots to check out.
Mike, we're going to let you go because I know
you're ready to go. All right,
Go ahead, man. What do you got on the show today?
Yeah, we are on a insane delay today, aren't we?
I know. I don't want to say anything, but my goodness gracious, it's like it's always a technical problem. But I learned to deal with it.
Yesterday, Joe, yesterday my opening monologue was Joe Piscopo. Did you know that all around the country? What? You were coast to coast yesterday. You were in Dallas. You were in Vegas. You were in LA.
What happened?
Yeah, ask Stu. But there was a wiring malfunction, and you were on my show. And you know what's terrible? I had one of my best monologues. It had to do with the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Oh no!
And I laid it all out there, and I put my heart on the table, and I was passionate. I look up, not one call. I said, no, wait a minute. I don't normally have any problems with calls. Do you think that didn't resonate with people? Well, it was because people were hearing Joe Piscopo.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they were hearing you. 5 minutes of Piscopo on the Mike Gallagher show.
I left Stu a little envelope. I just thought maybe we could work it out.
How did they like the show?
Yeah. Hopefully you're
They loved him. They wanted more of him, less of me.
Yeah. Mike, listen, you're the best.
They forget Gallagher.
No, that ain't true.
Love you guys. Happy Tuesday.
All right, Mike. We talking to you from Dallas. Thanks, Mike.
Everybody knows this guy. No, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.